We're now going to talk about radially balanced composition, which is also known as radial symmetry. Radially balanced composition, or radial symmetry, has a great deal in common with symmetrically balanced compositions. It's just got one element that's really significantly different. So let's try and figure out what that is and how it makes radial balance different from symmetrical balance. First of all, just like symmetrical balance, our area of emphasis or focal point is located in the center. Our eyes will go to the center first. That's the same as a symmetrically balanced composition. Something that's symmetrical would be the same on both sides of a center vertical. And this is also, as you can see, the same on both sides of a center vertical. However, unlike symmetrical composition, it's also the same if we were to divide this horizontally. You'll notice that up here does look the same as down here and down here. So all four corners are the same. That means that we have multiple lines of symmetry, and that's what makes this different from symmetrically balanced composition that would have only a single line of symmetry. The eye movement, which travels from the focal point out and then goes back to the center before being shot out again and back to the center, that out and back eye movement is once again the same as symmetrically balanced composition. So we're now going to make a radially balanced composition out of paper. So if you get a piece of paper and make sure that it's a square, we can get going. So here you can see we're starting with a square piece of paper, which we're going to fold corner to corner to form a triangle. And here you can see it's been folded in half. We're now going to take this bottom corner and we're going to fold it up to the top corner. It's important to remember where the center of the paper is as we make these next folds. In order to make it easy for you to follow that on the screen, I've included a little orange dot so that we can keep track of that center point of the paper. Now you can see the paper has once again been folded up to create another triangle. And now we're going to do that one more time. At this point, we know where the center is because of the orange dot, and we need to make another fold. But this next fold will not allow the papers to fall neatly on top of one another, so pay attention to how the next fold is made. Now that that side has been folded up, you can see that it doesn't fit neatly over this area. That's just fine. And remember that this bottom part right there needs to be kept in mind as we move to the next step. Now you can see I've taken a pair of scissors and I've cut the very tip off. You don't have to do this, but I've chosen to do that in order to make it easier for you to spot where the center of the paper is. I'm now continuing on and cutting some interesting shapes, negative space shapes, if you will, out of the paper. It's very, very important as I go along here that I remember not to cut down an entire side, neither that side, nor do I want to cut straight across unless I want an entire area to fall off. So remember, don't cut down an entire side or the entire top unless you want to wind up with a very, very small radially balanced composition. I've now flipped over my paper and started cutting out the right side of my piece of paper. Now that I decided that I'm done, I've decided to start opening up my paper. And you can see when I open this up, it appears as though this is asymmetrical, or going on that, in that if we divide it in half, over here it's generally the same left and right, but this part, that part isn't, because it doesn't have an echoing shape over there. But that's okay. Wait until we open it further. We'll take a look now. I've actually opened up the piece and it does look totally symmetrical. When I divide it in half, it's the same left and right. but it's not radial because it's not the same up here as down there, nor up here as down there. So right now, what I have is clearly a symmetrically balanced shape. How does it become radial? Here you can see I've opened it one more time, and it still holds that symmetrical shape, although it is symmetrical top and bottom rather than left to right. But now that it's open all the way, we can see that we have indeed created a radially balanced composition, also known as something which has radial symmetry. Our focal point or area of emphasis is in the center. Our eye movement goes out and then goes back before it heads out and then back again. And if we divide it in half, it's the same left and right as it is top to bottom. There's no difference to speak of between the four corners. What you're looking at is a radially balanced composition, also known as radial symmetry. Go ahead and make your own now. Get a square piece of paper, start folding, and I'll be right here to help you if you need help. Good luck!